Welcome to UNT Alumni Live. I am Claudia Taylor with the UNT Alumni Association, and today is a really special episode. We're live and in person with UNT's one and only 1 o'clock lab band for a sneak peek into their rehearsal for the 27th annual Gomez concert, coming up this Thursday and featuring works by 2021 Gomez artist in residence, Michael Abeni, who's also here with us. We'll also talk with Director and UNT alumnus, Alan Baylock, and learn a little bit about what's coming up next for UNT's world famous jazz program. Before we get started, just a few reminders. If you're joining us on Zoom, keep an eye on the chat section on the bottom of your screen. I'll be posting some useful links there, and you can also use that to send me your questions for Alan and the band. I'll also post a link for a survey there. As always, fill that out and you'll be entered to win a UNT prize pack. If you're watching on Facebook, you can also leave us your questions there in the comments section, and we'll get to as many as we can. Now, today we're actually getting to see a rehearsal with the lab band, and artist in resident Michael Abeni is joining them virtually to give feedback on his works. So you may hear some discussion going on between the musical pieces. We're getting a real behind the scenes look at how much work and dedication goes into the lab band's incredible performances. So without any further ado, I will turn it over to the director of the 1 o'clock lab band, UNT alumnus Alan Baylock.
All right. Hey, everyone. Oh, thank you. And the very cool thing is we're in a room full of UNT alum. Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
So I'll count now. So before we get started with 2 of 1, just real quick, 66 is open for Barry saxophone, 74 will be on cue, 130 is open for trumpet, and then on cue, go back to 114 for open trombone solo. And then after Jackson plays at 130, which is also open, I'll cue, and then we'll play 138 to the end.
Am I still soloing at 138?
Yeah, yes. And give it up for Michael Abeni.
Yay! Man, it's amazing to see that many musicians in one room nowadays.
That's true. Of course, we're all socially distanced by at least 9 feet. So, but yeah, we're definitely, we feel very fortunate to be able to rehearse in person.
Wow, it's amazing.
It is. All right, so we're gonna open up this rehearsal with a great composition of Michael's called 2 of 1. All right, here we go from the top. 2 bars. 1, 2, 2, 2.
Okay. Alan,
Yes, sir.
the first thing, the guitar is really loud in my phones.
Okay.
Nothing personal, guitarist. And because I want to hear that ensemble chorus with, can I just hear with just the horns and the drums?
Yeah, sure. Where at?
That ba-ba-da-ba-da-dee-da, right after the trombone solo. Right, that ensemble, whatever bar number that is.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so let's do it right there, everybody. Just the horns, and we'll add some hi-hat to it. That's going to be bar 162. Is that tempo okay, Michael?
Yeah, just watch. It should definitely not be any faster than that.
Okay, good.
And if we could play that ensemble, I had the same thing when we did it with the WDR band. To play that ensemble, even though it's a pain in the ass, to play that a little lighter. If the horns could play that a little lighter. It's hard to tell,
Yeah.
with the sound in here. So
Sure. Okay, here we are. 162, all the horns plus hi-hat. 1, 2, 2, 2.
that's cool. Alan, there's I forget what bar number it is. There's a triplet figure. And sometimes we had a tendency to get behind when we come out of that triplet figure. The one would not be really certain.
Yeah.
It happened many times. Not only so, just watch out for that figure. Also, I don't know the bar number. And the very last bar, that last figure, kind of a little smoother and a little lighter. That last figure, a little lighter, everybody. A little softer and a little lighter. It's almost should be in contrast to what was going on before. Just last, I don't have the bar numbers, but it's the last couple of bars, that last figure.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'm just jumping around on the part where you have the fourth, was it the sopranos? I think it's going into the second solo. Talked about cutting it off on, I think it sounds like you're cutting off on beat 1, but it should be cut off on beat 2.
So little 2 or big 2?
Big 2. When you say big 2, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like,
like 1 off.
Correct.
Yeah, it sounded like you were cutting off on 1 or 1 and.
Okay. Yeah, you guys got that?
Good. I want that ugly sound to really come through as long as possible.
Yes. Got it.
yeah.
Yeah, at 122. So hold that the whole way to 3. Yeah, so make it half note.
Yeah, I always, sometimes when I write like a quarter note, a dotted quarter, an eighth, it's like I'm always saying it's off on the 2 itself. So sometimes if I wrote, I don't know, it's just we're splitting hairs.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, we can do that.
And then the other thing is, on the beginning, I didn't notice it here, but when you play the line the first time and the second time when the trombones come in with the boo da 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 da, sometimes not here necessarily, but it can have a tendency to push. Because sometimes it'll be like da 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 da, everybody's suddenly like pushing that figure. So just be conscious of that. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, the worst scenario is to do it an edge slower, but certainly not any faster.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, it's 2 weeks on the road and you'll be straight, man.
Oh, dang, the gig's on Thursday.
Oh, wow. Now you tell me. Okay.
Let's do that ending though. Let's go for 181. Make sure we have the very last measure, lighter and softer. So here's 181. Everybody. And I'll go down 2. So this is 118 now instead of 120. Half note. All right, so here's 181, everybody. 181. 1, 2, 2, 2. So this isn't lighter, right?
No, it also started to push. That ba-ba-doo, ba-da-ba-da-da, beat-da, beat-da, was starting to push a little bit.
Okay.
Well, it felt like that here in my room.
Yeah, it could be here also. Okay. But a little bit louder. Same thing. But, you know, we've been through most of the charts, so this is definitely a different volume. It should be louder. 1, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah, better. Just watch out for that, and the last cymbal hit should be not so loud. The last cymbal crash. But that was fine. I thought the dynamics were better.
Okay, great. All
Yeah,
right.
just there's a couple of danger points in the chart where it could easily push. So that's the only thing with that. We did it with the same problem we did the first times we did with the WDR band, and the same problems.
Yeah,
And
okay.
other bands.
Great, we'll keep those in mind. I did want to introduce the soloist real quick. That's Joseph Trahan on bass saxophone.
Yes.
And back there on trumpet, Aaron Stone. And then also Jackson Churchill on trombone on that one.
Right. It sounds nice with the open solos, by the way, the additional solos.
Oh, good. Great.
Yes, that's great, man.
All right, so let's move on to T for 2. And Michael, our vocalist is Gabby Date, and she's
All
over here.
right.
To wave.
Okay, Gabby.
And nothing new on this one. We'll play this as we rehearsed it before. All right. Everybody good? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2, and then drum fill, right? 2 measures for nothing, then drum fill. Here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2.
They will break.
great, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's to me, that's probably the hardest part of the chart for the singer anyway. And the main thing on those things, and it's hard to tell, but just to make you aware of it, you know, when you get to that introduction and it comes down to when it comes down before the vocal comes in, really make sure that the level, that dynamic level comes down real soft. There should be such a drastic change from the very beginning. You know, when it gets to all those sustained things, really make sure that comes down, which is hard to tell, but I'm just while I'm thinking about it. And then this, yeah, all the time the vocal, that whole first chorus, that should be really kind of hanging in midair in a way. And then the second chorus where it goes into 4, I couldn't tell from here. The pianist could kind of play some more. I couldn't tell if he was or wasn't, you know, but
yeah, she was feeling a little bit, but she can do more.
Okay. So yeah, that I think we can have a little more action in there. And so now it's an alto solo instead of trumpet.
Yeah, he was the highest bidder. He gave me $50.
Okay, that's cool. Whatever works, man. I think on the 4, on the 8s and the 4s, I'd like to hear get the altoist and the sing and to Gabby together and just kind of get to kind of know one another a little solo wise. I think it you know, I think it needs to overlap and be little you know, it sounds like they're in 2 separate rooms sometimes. I think they just need to play off one another a little better. But that's going to happen as you play the chart too.
Okay.
But I think that was fine. And the ensemble, the vocalese was great. When it comes back down to where the vocal comes in again, where the modulations happen, kind of bring that volume down a little bit.
Okay.
And then the second time where I think the horns enter, the band enters, just
Yeah.
watch out for the, you know, the dynamic level should be really drastic. That's all on that, basically on that. Tempo sounds cool. Again, no faster.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell again on the second, what is it now? Let me think. The second chorus of the alto solo. The muted, the wood, I think it's woodwinds or flutes and muted trumpets or something.
Yep.
I think it's the second background. It's hard to tell here, but make sure they really, they have to sting the note more.
So 140.
Bing. I think it's that second chorus. It's hard to tell the sound here, you know. But
Yeah, we can sing those more at 145.
yeah, it's hard to tell. Just a reminder, make sure they sting that.
Yeah.
I thought that sounded pretty cool though, man. And that's the verse at the very beginning, in case because it's a tune I never really was fond of, but Faye wanted to do it, and we wanted to do the verse, so we did the verse that way. And the verse keeps coming back in between the first and second chorus. You'll hear fragments of the verse. That's all part of the verse. But that's always been my favorite part of the tune, actually. There's a great, for the pianist, there's a great Bud Powell version of that, where he plays T for 2. It's like solo, but he plays the verse, and it's a great track. You ever can hear it. It's a record of him playing. It's solo. I think it's all solo piano. But a lot of his tunes, Parisian Thoroughfare and things like that. But the track he does on T for 2 is amazing. So pianists should check that out, man. It's great. Anyway,
Wonderful. Yeah. This is I love this arrangement. Such a great arrangement. And on that featured Chris Bauer on alto saxophone.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
Just to give you a funny story, you know, Bobby Shue loved the chart, so he plays it.
Yeah.
He uses the chart and just plays all that stuff, you know, it's a trumpet solo instead of a vocal.
Right. Oh, man, that's such a brilliant arrangement. All right, so at this point, unfortunately, we need to take a break because we've been in here 30 minutes playing, so we got to let the room air out.
Well, that's okay. I have to let my room air out too. That's okay.
So, Michael, we'll catch you in about a half an hour on that other link.
Okay, great. I'll see you guys.
Great. And Claudia, give it up for Michael Abeni, everybody.
Yay! All right.
All right, Claudia.
Hey.
So I'll see you all in a half hour, right?
All right. Yep.
So what am I doing? I'm leaving the session?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We'll say goodbye to you, Mike.
So what do I do here? What am I doing? Oh, leave. There it is.
Bye.
Bye, Claudia. Oh.
Wow, everybody, thank you so much for hanging in there. So right now, Alan is going to walk over to his office with Casey, and they're going to have a little chat. And so for right now, we're just going to hang out with me. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is coming up next with our next episode. It's going to be March 11th, Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to be hanging out with past and present directors of the Green Brigade. So if you're a music fan, you definitely want to register. Check out the chat feature here in Zoom, and you will see a link to register here in a minute. And you'll be able to join us to learn all about the best memories from the Green Brigade, their new uniforms that are coming out soon, and a brand new campaign that will help propel them to new heights. So we're very excited. And now Casey, I see, is back.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Claudia. Can you
Hey.
hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. I am here in the office of the Alan Baylock, and we've got a few questions for him. So I'm going to take a further step back so that way you can see Alan. He's the star of the show here. But even more so, we have a real treat because we have a couple of students here that we get to chat with in just a second. So Alan, that was an incredible lunchtime treat for many people viewing on Facebook and on Zoom at home. So especially after the week we had last week. I mean,
Yeah.
What a way to brighten our days. So thank you for this.
Sure.
So can you tell us a little bit more about your special guest, Michael Abeni, and the Gomez Artist in Residence concert series? Tell our viewers a little bit more about that.
Sure. Well, Michael Abeni is a Grammy Award-winning composer and arranger. He's been around a long time doing great stuff. When he was still in his early 20s, he toured and wrote music for Maynard Ferguson, and then got into a lot of other great musical venues, and even spent some time in Germany, multiple years, writing and composing and arranging for the WDR Big Band, which is their top big band over there.
That is so
And
nice.
the Gomez Artist started in 1995, and it's an endowment from Glenn E. Gomez and his family. And the cool thing about that for me is I was here as a student in 1995, and I got to drive our very first guest, Jerry Mulligan, around Denton and into Dallas. So it was really fun. So I really look forward to the series, of course, every year.
What a treat. That is really cool. Okay, so despite living through a pandemic, the 1 O'Clock Lab Band did not miss a beat and still managed to produce the Lab Band 2020, or the album Lab 2020. How in the world did you guys manage to pull this off? Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Sure. Yeah. And Claudia's holding up there. Oh, it was amazing because, yeah, normally we record right at the end of the semester and we get all 20 musicians in one room and the engineers there and we record all together. But of course, we weren't able to do that this summer. So we postponed it into July and we recorded 5 musicians at a time. So we had the rhythm section, which is the piano, bass, guitarist, and drummer in the first day, and we tracked all the tunes on the album. The next 2 days, we had the trumpets and trombones come in and lay down their parts 5 at a time. And then that the fourth day, we had the saxophone section come in. Then the 5th day, we had our vocalist and some other miscellaneous things tracked. So it was a great process. I'm just so glad we were able to actually do it.
We are too.
Yeah.
We are too.
The first annual 1 O'Clock Lab Band album was in 1967. So had we missed a year, it would have been really, really tragic. So, and a lot of that goes to Dean Richmond, John Richmond, our dean here, Rob Parton, our chair, and I think it's called the AARG, which is the committee that was helping, organize everything that we can do and can't do during the pandemic. And of course, that went the whole way to Provost Calley, who I'm such a huge fan of Jennifer Calley. So she was another very important reason that this happened.
I love to hear that. I think that's so exciting. And people can buy this on the website that Claudia is dropping in the links, both on Facebook and in the Zoom chat. So check it out there. But I also hear that they can stream this live on Spotify.
It's on Spotify, iTunes, all your favorite streaming platforms.
Now, Alan, I am in love with the artwork on this album. So can you tell us a little bit about the artwork?
Sure. Well, every year we have different artwork and we use different artists as well. This year, I just lost her name, but it's a wonderful local, extremely talented artist that put all this stuff together. And we worked very closely with her not only on the cover art, which as Claudia was showing you is, well, this one's super personal to me because all of the colors are my favorite colors. And it's a lotus in there. Of course, there's music and stuff. But I talk about the concept of no mud, no lotus, where even during the difficult times, wonderful things can spring forth. So that's the concept art for that. And then, of course, inside, you got pictures of the band. That's us in New York and all the individuals. So yeah, it's the artwork's, it's fabulous.
I agree. And I love, there's so many great details in this artwork, from the piano keys to the trombones, my personal favorite, the cymbal, the hi-hat there. Sax. Oh, it's just really spectacular. Very well done. And I love the colors. I love the colors. Even though green is my favorite, we'll allow you to have this,
there you go,
right?
And Katie Montgomery is the name of the artist.
Wonderful.
Yes.
She did a lovely job.
She did.
Okay, so as people were viewing you guys, during your rehearsal, a lot of great questions rolling in. Our alums used to go to the union once a week to hear the lab band perform and practice.
Yeah.
Does that still happen?
No, we haven't been able to play at the Syndicate since like February of last year. So it's been almost a full year since any of the lab bands were able to perform at the union.
Okay.
But hopefully it'll be coming back in the fall at the latest.
Fingers crossed,
Yes.
for sure. So the other question that came in was, how many Grammys has North Texas Jazz been nominated for, and how many have we won?
Good question. We've been nominated for 7 Grammy Awards, which is 7 more than any other collegiate jazz ensemble, which I'm proud to say. So those are the nominations. We have not yet won one, but that's one of the goals, of course, always. But I'm feeling pretty good that if not this year, in the next couple years, we'll not only get nominated, but walk away with a Grammy in hand.
Oh, I have no doubt. You guys deserve it, as they all do. So, all right, now let's turn it over to our students here. We've got Gabby, our vocalist. Gabby, if you'll take a step in front of the camera there for us and say hello to your audience. Hopefully we've got alumni. I saw somebody up in New York is tuning in to watch you guys. Gabby, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from and what brought you to North Texas?
Yeah, I'm from McKinney, Texas, so about 30 minutes away. And I actually was interested in the vocal jazz program from vocal jazz camp that they do every summer. And yeah, I got to know Professor Jennifer Barnes and Rosanna Eckert. It's a great vocal jazz staff, so that's what brought me here.
That's fantastic. So it sounds like you've had some experience growing up on the campus, attending these the camps. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, I just attended once, but yeah, definitely drew me in to want to go here.
Well, that's fantastic, and I'm sure your parents love having you close by too.
Yes.
What year are you?
I'm a senior. Graduate this semester.
Congratulations. That's very exciting. So we can look for some Gabby music to be produced in the coming years, and we'll be cheering you on. All right. So Gabby, can you tell us a little bit about how you guys have had to, I guess, pivot with the rest of the world during COVID and this mask that you're wearing and trying to sing through? Tell us a little bit about that experience and what that's like.
Yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment. Most of the ensembles have to perform around 9 feet, I think is the standard for each musician. But the masks that I'm wearing, I think you've seen a couple of them on like TikTok and stuff. They're like the big, long singer's masks, but they're actually made by Rosanna Eckert's mom, and she made them for the whole vocal jazz studio. So yeah, we pay just $10 and it's pretty comfortable. You have a little bit of space to be able to sing with, but it definitely took an adjustment with, placement and jaw. There's so many technique issues that you have to consider. So yeah.
I can't imagine. Well, you did an amazing job. I can't wait to listen to the full album later on. But so if there was any bit of advice that you could give to a high school senior that may be considering North Texas and the jazz program, or just North Texas in general, what would you tell them?
If you have the chance, definitely attending the summer camp and being able to stay on campus, get to know the staff or your specific studio and get to know the professors. I think that's the biggest telltale sign, because you'll be spending 4 years with them, and they've got great staff in every studio here. So yeah, definitely try to attend one of the summer camps, or at least spend some time with your professors that you might be able to work with.
Great advice. Thank you so much for letting us chat with
Thank you.
So now we have Austin. Is this right?
Yeah.
Austin plays the trumpet. So Austin, say hello to everybody out there. Austin, okay, you're in an even more unique situation with COVID and the PPE.
Mhm.
Talk the audience through what is on your horn, what is on your face,
Yeah.
and what this is doing for you.
Yeah. So as a trumpet player, I play a wind instrument, and you got to like blow wind through it. So it goes through the horn, and then you risk it coming out the bell. So we had to put a PPE over the end of the bell, and so now when I play trumpet, it like the spit droplets get stopped by this thing, And so I also have this mask right here. This isn't the UNT official one, but it basically has like a hole in it, so I can play like. Can I play? Sure. Okay. I can like play a little bit, with this mask on.
That is
And everybody has that in the whole band that plays wind instruments.
that is really fascinating. So I know I played low brass growing up through high school and a little bit in college. Just getting your lungs adapted to, the breath that you have to take and put through the instrument and the horn. And now you've got a mask on top of it, restricting your nose and even your mouth more so. Has that thrown any bit of a learning curve at you, or have you been able to get through it pretty quickly and pick up right where you left off?
I mean, yeah, it was like definitely a learning curve actually. Like at first it was pretty hard because you have to get adjusted to like putting it in and like not letting the mask get in the way of the mouthpiece. I think that was like one of the hardest things.
Sure.
And then with this actually like we're using like a different bell cover because like the other bell cover we had basically like restricted the sound. So like it's not perfect, but like it's definitely doable,
Yeah. And I think that's really fascinating, being able to find a type of material that doesn't restrict the sound and you still get the same great quality. So what kind of material is this that you're using here?
Good question.
It's like pantyhose,
It's
right?
pantyhose.
What's the denier on it?
It's a 80, we got 2-ply 80 denier pantyhose.
Yeah.
2-ply 80 what? Pantyhose.
Yeah, I don't know what it means either.
Look, that sounds very official. I'm going to trust you guys. And then of course you're not blowing your spit all over from the spit valve all over the room either. And
No, we got like a little towel that we use.
right on. Well, very cool. So Austin, tell us, where are you from?
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
How did you find out about North Texas? What brought you here?
So my band director went here back in the 70s, late 70s, and he was always like hyping up this place. He's like, this is like the place to go. And so yeah, I started like applying for colleges, and I was like, why not do North Texas?
Why not? Hey, Claudia, make a note. Who is your high school band director?
His name is Greg Hall.
Greg Hall. We
Yeah.
need to send him some alumni swag for sending us some great talent.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Austin, what year are you in?
I'm also a senior.
Also a senior. Very exciting. Any advice for incoming students or anybody trying to decide on a college?
I would say don't be afraid. I think like coming into North Texas, I was like, pretty afraid, but like the environment has been so welcoming here, and it way more welcoming than I thought, and I would say like if you want to talk to somebody, reach out to them. Like chances are they're gonna like respond. Like definitely like round up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of what I would say. Like don't be afraid to just like get out there and put yourself out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And if you're deciding between two colleges and you're like, maybe I should just like play it safe and like go to this like smaller one or whatever. But like it's like in your heart to go to like the bigger one. Do that one,
Absolutely.
So-
Austin says so.
Yeah.
Great advice. Thank you, Austin. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to step over here for just
Oh, yeah.
a second and say thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys had to clear the room for 30 minutes to get everything cleaned out and cleaned up and taken care of. And I understand you guys will get back to your rehearsal here in just a few minutes. So I want to give you guys a minute to actually rest and take a deep breath. So I want to say thank you, Austin. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you,
Alan.
Gabby and
That was
Austin.
remarkable. So Claudia, I'm going to turn it back over to you right as soon
All
as
right.
Go Mean Green.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Now is your last chance to fill out our survey and win a UNT prize pack. It's in the chat function here on Zoom, so make sure you fill that out. Our next episode on Thursday, March 11th, is another one for UNT music fans. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be talking about all things Green Brigade. So if you've ever been to a football game and marveled at the marching band, this episode is for you. To register, just check out the chat function right now or go to our website, untalumni.com/alumni live. Finally, now is a perfect time to join the UNT Alumni Association. Your membership helps fund scholarships for current students and incredible resources for alumni. To join today, just go to untalumni.com/join. Thank you for being here today, and we hope we'll see you on March 11th. Go Mean Green!